Hi, everyone. I'm Nick, and welcome to Gents Club, where we explore the art of being a modern gentleman. Today, we're diving into the world of fine spirits, specifically what sets whiskey, scotch, bourbon, and rye apart. If you've ever wondered about the differences between these distinguished drinks, or simply want to refine your palate, then this video is for you. Let's elevate your whiskey knowledge, and let's get into it. First, let's start with the foundation, whiskey. As a gentleman, knowing the basics of whiskey is essential for both your personal enjoyment and for any social occasions that you attend. Whiskey represents a broad category of distilled spirits made from fermented grain mash, which can include barley, corn, rye, or wheat. It's also aged in wooden barrels, imparting its signature flavor and color. Some examples for you of general whiskey include Jameson Irish whiskey, a smooth triple distilled whiskey from Ireland with hints of vanilla and spice, Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 Tennessee whiskey, which is more of a charcoaled mellowed whiskey with notes of caramel and banana, and a Canadian staple from my home country, Crown Royal, which is more of a smooth blended whiskey with flavors of oak, vanilla, and fruit. All of these are good choices if you're simply looking for a general whiskey. And when you're thinking of whiskey as a whole, just remember that whiskey is the overarching term that includes Scotch, bourbon, and rye. You can think of it like this. All Scotch, bourbon, and rye are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys fall into these specific categories. Knowing this distinction can really set you apart in any refined conversation. Now let's move to Scotch, a true gentleman's choice for those who appreciate depth and tradition. The defining characteristic of Scotch whiskey is that it must be distilled and aged in Scotland and is often made from malted barley. It's aged for a minimum of 3 years in oak barrels with flavors ranging from rich and malty to smoky and peaty, depending on the region. Some examples for you of good Scotch: the Macallan 12-year-old. Known for its smooth, elegant taste with hints of dried fruit and oak, the Macallan is also James Bond's whiskey of choice, and many versions have been featured in the films over the years. I'm actually drinking some as I film this video, so if you want to drink whiskey like James Bond, then Macallan is the way to go. Second, we have Lagavulin 16-year-old, a powerful Islay Scotch with a bold, smoky character. And last, Glenfiddich 15-year-old, a Highland classic with notes of honey, fruit, and spice. Scotch is truly a refined choice that commands respect, so understanding these nuances can enhance your reputation as a true connoisseur. Now let's talk bourbon, the quintessential American whiskey that every gentleman should appreciate. To be classified as bourbon, it must be made in the United States with at least 51% corn. Aged in new charred oak barrels, bourbon delivers a sweet, smooth flavor with notes of caramel and vanilla, a drink steeped in tradition and craftsmanship. Here are some examples of bourbon for you to keep in mind. Number 1, Maker's Mark, recognizable by its hand-dipped red wax, offering a rich, smooth sweetness. Number 2, Buffalo Trace, a well-balanced favorite with hints of molasses, vanilla, and spice. And number 3, my personal favorite, Woodford Reserve, a premium bourbon known for its layered flavors of dry fruit and oak. I can't recommend this one enough. Any choice you make here will be a good one. Just remember, a glass of bourbon is much more than a drink. It's a symbol of craftsmanship and character. Finally, let's discuss rye whiskey, a bolder, spicier spirit that adds sophistication to your repertoire. In the United States, rye must contain at least 51% rye grain. Canadian whiskey, on the other hand, is often called rye, even if it has little rye content. Rye whiskey's spiciness makes it an excellent base for the classic cocktails, the Manhattan, or the old fashioned. Some examples for you of rye whiskey. Number 1, Bullet Rye, known for its robust, spicy character and citrus undertones. Number 2, Whistle Pig 10-Year Straight Rye, which is a luxurious rye with a rich spice and a smooth finish. And third, Old Overhold, a timeless American rye with an approachable flavor. A gentleman who appreciates rye understands the art of balance and boldness. Okay, now let's bring it all together. To recap, whiskey is the grand category encompassing all the spirits that we discussed today. Scotch comes from Scotland and is made primarily with malted barley, offering a rich and complex flavor. Bourbon is American made, crafted with at least 51% corn, and known for its sweet, smooth profile. And finally, rye delivers that spicy, bold experience with its distinct use of the rye grain. Knowing these differences not only enhances your personal enjoyment, but also elevates your conversational prowess as a modern gentleman. Remember to choose a whiskey that reflects your character and your palate. If you can't tell which ones are my favorite, well, the Macallan, just like James Bond, and the Woodford Reserve. Let me know what your favorite whiskey is in the comments below. Gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe to the channel for weekly gentlemen's content. Until next time, cheers.